Hey guys, this is just a prelude to the video that I'm about to show for a session of Loc Salon with LA. I am in Houston right now. You probably hear my grandbaby. She's trying to come up here. Come up, come up, come up. There she is. This is the grandbaby. Yeah, so I am here visiting Houston, Texas. This is one of my granddaughters, and my other grandbaby is in the bedroom. But I just wanted to showcase the video that's coming up. I am in the Loc Salon. I am working on a self-retie, and I kind of give some information about that. So I look forward to my next video when I'm actually in the salon, and I'll be giving kind of a recap of my visit with these beautiful girls. So hope you enjoy the next video, and thank you so much to those who have subscribed. If you've shared or liked, I really appreciate it, and I hope to continue to give you the kind of content that will make you keep coming back. Thank you. Till next time. Hey there, and welcome to Shop Talk. We are in my home salon of Locks and Twists by LA, and we're just going to get into, some shop talk. How it goes when you are at the salon, being serviced by someone, or in my case, servicing your own hair. And, what do? You have conversation about whatever is going on in life. For me, this past week, I had the opportunity to have my son back at home. He is, let's see, wow. He had his first full year in the United States Air Force. Less than a month ago, and so he is stationed in North Carolina, and this is his second time coming home just since he's been in the military. So when he finished with his tech school, I think that was in September or the very end of August, he was able to come home for about 10 days before he had to go to his permanent station. So I enjoyed those 10 days, but he was definitely out and about with his friends, driving me crazy. Because, when young adults are at home and, they're back under your roof, I don't know about you, but me and every other parent that I know, we pretty much we fall right back into parental mode. Like, where are you going? How late are you going to be out? Be safe. Wear your seatbelt. No drinking and driving. We go through, just wanting our kids to be safe. But this particular visit, I was very proud of my son. He is 19 years old, and he rented his own car. Like I want to say the first 2 times, but it had to just be one time. When he, when he came home from that break before he went to his permanent station, I rented a car for him because once he got his license, he was fortunate. He was blessed, I must say. He was blessed to have access to a car immediately upon having his license. And, so with this child, he and my daughter are 9 years apart. So big difference there. But he came into his license with already having a car to drive. My late husband had, when he went through a phase of buying used cars, he was sure to buy a car, even though my son at the time was only like 14 years old, 14, 15. No, I think he was even, I guess he was because it was before my husband passed. And so my son had to be between 12 and 13, but he had the forethought to purchase a vehicle that, we would be able to use for my son, when he started driving. So I appreciated that. I was like, okay, you just buying a third car? Because we had 3 cars at that point. Um, but I'm glad. I was definitely fortunate because when my daughter got her license, of course, there was no extra car for her to drive, so when she would go places, I had to balance my schedule, from when I would let her see my car. And of course, when your kids are in your car, whole nother stress. But my daughter was also fortunate because my father, her grandfather, he had a second vehicle. If it wasn't a second vehicle, he would do stuff. My daughter was like the first grandchild on both sides of the family. So she was very spoiled, to say the least. Definitely by her grandfather. But yeah, so if she needed to use his car, he would let her, take him to work because he worked midnights. So he would let her take him to work while, she went and did whatever she wanted to do, hang out with her friends. So that was helpful, but that wasn't all the time. So anyway, my son, definitely a different situation because he just always had his own vehicle, and that definitely made life easy on me. So fast forward to the time that he came back home back in September, we rented a car. I rented a car. My son was supposed to pay for it. Long story short on that, he didn't quite fully pay for it, but it was on my credit card. So I paid it, but it still was a benefit because he would be able to, just drive himself around to where he needed to go. It's just nothing like having that freedom. And I appreciate it, from a parent's point of view as well. But this time around, when he was coming home, he was like, I don't want to rent a car. Now he's kind of got some responsibilities because he has purchased a car. So now he's like paying his car note, car insurance, so once kids get those type of responsibilities, of course, they don't want to take on something extra. So he was like, nah, I don't want to rent no car again. That's what he was saying before he got here. But lo and behold, when he got here, like reality immediately hit. He knew for himself that he didn't want to have to be getting up early to take me to work, just so he could have access to my car and then, pick me up from work. So if he is doing something, you got to stop in the middle of the day, to come and pick mom up. And what else? And then just the asking, because when you use somebody else's car, at least the parent I am, no, you can't just jump in my car, right? No, you have to ask permission. I have to know where you're going, So he was like, bump that. I'm renting my own car. So by the time I got off work that day that he came home, he had him a rental car. And I was just like, I was proud of him for taking that initiative. He did not involve me in the conversation, about, should I? What do you think? Or asking me to do any part of it. He just went and got his own car because he's military. And I think also because he got there like right at the time that they were going to close. They opted to waive the fee for him being under 25. So that worked in his favor too, because I think he said that would have been like $1,000 or something. So that was great. But anyway, he was at home for over 7 days, and he was at home most nights. He didn't do a whole lot of nighttime outings. I think only one. He went to a basketball game with his nephew. With his cousins. My nephews, and my dad was there, so he got a chance to spend time with him and his cousins. So I was glad about that. But the rest of the time, it was kind of just easy breezy, and it was really funny because we just like fell right back in step, with one another as a mother and son. When we were living in this house together, just he and I, the last, 5 years or so, because I won't get into all of the backstory, but, my daughter had moved out with her husband and their children. And So it had just been me and my son for quite some time. And he would be upstairs in his room. I'm upstairs in my room. I'm sorry, I'm downstairs in my room. I have my living room. I just wasn't spending a lot of time in the living room. So most of the time, like I said, I'm in my bedroom. He's in his bedroom. You know, if I want him, it's like, oh, let me call him, text him on the phone, hey, come here. Or if I want to get up and just go up there, you know, talk to him for a minute, I go upstairs, you know. So, but we just fell right back in step, you know. It was a great visit, though. And, you know, at this time in my life, you know, both of my children do not live in the state, you know, that I live in, they were, the state where they were born. And I am okay with that. You know, when it was time for my son to leave, I will say I felt a little emotional tug at my heart. Just because, you know, he's my son and, you know, he's in the military and, you know, it's just like, he's leaving again. You know, it's time for me to be back by myself again. And although I'm adjusting, you know, to living alone, I do have two dogs and, it's different, you know. So when you finally, when you have company, what I realized is having company in the house, especially also company that he was not bothersome to me. Although, you know, we did accumulate a lot more dishes because, you know, he was at home eating, you know, throughout the day, but that wasn't a problem. But definitely, I felt a little sad when it was time for him to go, but it does not compare to the sadness that I felt when my grandchildren, when my daughter and my grandchildren were here visiting, and it was time for them to leave. You know, now that was a whole nother sadness, you know, but I just think I think it's the kid. You know, the grandkids, that's just a different type of, you know, missing, because it's like, you know, especially when they're young, this is such a precious time. My grands are 3 and 1, you know, and they live in Texas, you know, so it's just like, oh yes, I miss those, you know, little feet, and they're just so cute and I love them to pieces. But I'll be seeing them soon, next month, in fact. And I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not looking forward to the goodbyes, you know, because I'm just learning, you know, this is the first time that people that I care about and truly, truly love, my children, you know, who have always been, you know, in my life, you know, since I had them. And, you know, they were always here with me, you know. When you're parenting your kids, it just seems like they're always going to be there, you know. And I just never expected my children, even though my daughter is not so surprising because she's kind of always talked about relocating. But, you know, once she became a mother, you know, usually when you're a mom, you usually, you know, want the support of your family with your kids, you know, because I know I did when I had my daughter, especially as a single mother. I definitely leaned on my village, you know, for helping me. And, you know, but my daughter's she's a brave soul, you know, so she decided to venture off, you know, to Texas, just her and her girls, you know. So I then, you know, I am now what I like to call the traveling grandma. So I have to see them and enjoy them, you know, with phone calls, and thank God for advanced technology with FaceTime. And thank God, you know, I'm comfortable with traveling, you know, so I will be taking probably 1 to 2 trips a year to Texas. And then, you know, she'll supplement, you know, when she comes to visit. But of course, that does not compare to the grandmother I anticipated being, you know, with my grandkids, being able to just pop over the house or they pop over my house and all of that stuff. But, you know, there are things in life you cannot control. And the thing I have learned that I cannot control are my adult children. And so that is what it is. So as you see, my self-retightening here is far from done. This is a process for sure, and I'm only halfway done. But you know, that's all I got for you in today's shop talk. So we'll be back soon. Wish me luck on finishing this. All right. Till next time.